Hi, I'm Jordan, and I'm a paragliding pilot based in the Yorkshire Dales. Before we get stuck into my flight, I thought I could quickly introduce myself. So I was an aeronautical engineer before pursuing the sport full-time, working towards becoming an instructor, currently training at Active Edge in the Dales. I passed my club pilot rating this time last year and my pilot rating in October, and I've flown around 100 hours this year, and I'm really loving cross-country flying as well as instructing. I set a goal to hit 100 kilometres in my first year, and you may have seen my other video achieving that, but to hit 200 plus kilometres in the UK in my first year has made me feel honestly really chuffed, especially considering I'm flying an older B-wing, an advanced IOTA 2. So I'm just making these videos really to keep some memories for myself, and hopefully it can show some new pilots what's possible here in the UK. So before we begin, let's look at the weather on the day. The wind was starting off more like west-northwest, and then obviously later in the day it picks up a little bit more like west-southwest, which was fairly useful getting around Birmingham and then Luton airspace. As I landed, it probably was, going up to 25 kilometres an hour. You can see the star rating on the day is just completely red. Really good day for it, and you can see later on in the day, just the area where I land between Bury St Edmunds and Newmarket, around there, it's still really good star rating. And we can see again as well with the thermal height, that those thermal height remain really high, and that's where I got the highest actually in the entire day, was that climb between Newmarket, which kept me going. There's no real sort of convergence line showing anything drastic, but I guess there was a little bit going over the north of Cambridge, which is the route I took, which again might have contributed towards that final climb and helping me on that final glide. You can see here by the skew T as well, just the shape of it. This is about halfway along the route. That, really good lapse rate, providing some really nice climbs. So we camped overnight with Joe and Elliot in the camper van, and you can see here at the start it was quite packed. More and more people started to arrive, but it was pretty blue skies above us, but you could see the clouds starting to build over Wales. Before you know it, everyone had kind of gone.
I'm not going to take off just yet. It's absolutely heaving, and no one's really getting anywhere. Right, take off!
So there's fairly strong conditions on takeoff, making it a little bit difficult, but not too bad. Now on these bigger sort of cross-country days, I always ask around if anyone's set a goal. Not necessarily because I think I'm going to hit that goal, but it's more because then I know where most people are flying towards. So if I do sort of get left behind, or for whatever reason I'm not with other pilots, at least I'm heading in the same direction. Hopefully I'll bump into them in the future. And that kind of helps, because then when you flying with other pilots, you typically get further. So there was two sort of goals that were suggested, a further one and a shorter one. The further one was like 235 kilometres to Diss. Obviously I'm taking off from the Malverns, and the shorter one was like 210 to Bury St Edmunds, and that's the shorter one, right? And so I thought, maybe I'll take it easy today and pick the shorter one to Bury St Edmunds. So I did set that as my goal, and maybe with hindsight, considering I got over goal at like 5,000 feet at the end, maybe I could have gone to the Diss one. Anyway, good to know for next time.
Right, so we're off. Loads of people around. I'm just trying to pay lots and lots of attention. Oh. Right, soon I'll initiate a turn.
So here I'm trying to do the basic theory of tightening your turn when your climb weakens, and lessening it when it rises, to try to find the centre of the thermal.
I'm trying to stay with this Gaggle, but I'm at the bottom of it right now. Pretty steady climb, about 1.5. Okay, I feel like I'm coming out of it there. Just straighten up here. Okay, I'm going to initiate a turn. Looking around me. Ah! Okay, I'm going to join him because he is. Definitely going up better than me. Time to go and glide. So I hit about 5,200 feet, I think. About that. I'm in quite a nice position here because I'm behind and above everyone. So hopefully that means I can watch them climbing.
Just look at that sky, and so here I am just going on glide, crossing over the River Severn and coming towards the M5.
What the? Can't figure this out. It's not much of a climb, really. This is Jordan. I'm crossing the M5 to join the people climbing better. Doesn't seem to be doing much back there.
So this was probably one of the bigger mistakes that I made on the day. I was with the Gaggle and we weren't really going anywhere, so I decided to leave on my own because I just thought someone has to. But then I hit a bunch of sink, got way low, and then actually decided to turn back around now, head back towards the Gaggle, and now I was at the bottom of the Gaggle again. I mean, luckily I managed to stay up and keep with them, but it just goes to show you always go further with a Gaggle, even if they aren't really making much progress and going kind of slowly.
Sad noises. Oh, that caught me. Oh, it's pretty choppy. Not super fun, but at least I'm going up. Woo! Oh. Okay, 4,250. Okay, decision making time. And a few people above me are heading to that next Gaggle over there, but I'm quite below them. So I'm tempted to go back a little bit and join them because they're more my altitude. It's a tough one. But by the time I reach them, they'll probably be above me too. So maybe it is worth just going with the Gaggle. Yeah, I mean, I should have gone when I was 200 feet higher. All right, we'll go. I am low though. So yeah, I'm taking slightly more of a southerly route in the hopes that later it will pay off. That's quite a big cloud in front, so hopefully it does something.
Here I'm going kind of slightly crosswind because I wanted to head a little bit further south to avoid the Birmingham airspace. But I'm trying to keep nice and high and jumping between cloud and cloud. You can see compared to the start where there was probably like 100 pilots up, it had already thinned out loads. I was pretty much on my own at this point.
Okay, so basically I'm making an attempt to jump across to the main group again. Even though I don't like that it's more north, the airspace. It would just be good if I could join on with them though.
Yeah, now I'm flying really crosswind, so look at that. And yeah, I'm just getting closer and closer to Birmingham airspace, but again, being in a bigger group is just going to help me to get further.
Okay, I'm kind of back in the game a little bit. 3,300. I'll do one more turn, then I'm going to... Actually, I'll start doing it now. Okay, 6,000 feet. And I'm in a little... rejoined a little pack, which is nice.
So just a quick check that the P tube is definitely outside of my harness.
Okay, I'm going to do a wee. It's working! Oh, it feels awful. Oh. Ah! I feel like I've wet myself. Oh, it feels horrible.
You'll be pleased to know that I didn't wet myself, and it was actually really useful having, considering on some of my other flights I had to land early just because I was so desperate to use the toilet.
Sailplane down there, couple of gliders around. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 paragliders, 5 paragliders in front of me, 2 sailplanes, 1 little Cessna. Make that 6 paragliders. So I'm sort of just going along with the main pack of people. They're all on much sportier wings than me though, so I need to try and stay with them.
I absolutely love the feeling of just flying straight but still going up, like here, just finding some cloud streets. And look at this, like barely any turns, keep going straight. It's awesome. So cloud base at this point in the day is probably only about 5,000 feet, but later on it went up to about 7.5.
Right, so I'm just coming over Silverstone. There is a NOTAM over the area, so I think it goes up to 3,000 feet. I'm currently 4,300 above ground, so I think these guys are trying to go around it a little bit by flying this way. I'll do the same. It was pretty cool. Grand Prix weekend. You can see it's packed out. Definitely heard some like cars going by earlier. Probably like the F3 race or something. I'm currently on 86 kilometers and at 4,000 feet. Wow, I can literally see cars going around. Oh, this is awesome.
Here's me heading a little bit further north, just to skirt around the edge of the Silverstone NOTAM. I probably had enough height to get over it, but just in case I went around. It's always nice bumping into other pilots en route. We all kind of come together, work together for a little bit and then split back off again. And here I am catching a thermal with another pilot over Bedford. Here I'm on glide towards St Neots, and it's probably my lowest save. It wasn't ridiculously low, but still low compared to sort of the rest of my flight. So I aimed just towards these sort of like roadworks. It just looked like my last hope, really. And sure enough, it saved me. It wasn't the thickest thermal. It was a little bit punchy, small, but I stuck with it and it gave me a good save. Even though I was going up still at this point, I was constantly looking around at where I could land. So, I was looking at the train station at St Neots, but as I kept drifting backwards, I was like, oh, I could glide to Cambridge. And so, yeah, here I am on glide to Cambridge. Flying over Cambridge was really cool. It was cool to see parts of the university. I had to sort of avoid some of the airspace. Cambridge has an ATZ up to 2,000 feet, but luckily I had plenty of height so I could go over it. But it was a weird feeling seeing plenty of light aircraft traffic going around the ATZ. And then I just clipped the mats in Mildenhall and Lakenheath as I was on my glide. Then I caught one final thermal, and at that point I kind of knew, sealed the deal. Plenty of height to glide all the way to goal.
Woo! 197! My phone is really close to dying. 20% battery left. 12 kilometers to goal at Brace and Edmonds. 3 kilometers to go to get 200k. Good times. And right now I'm just gliding straight underneath the clouds and still going up at 2.4. Think I might do it. Been up in the air for nearly 7 hours. I'm tired, I'm cold, hungry. Luckily I don't need a wee because I've got my P-tube. I'm at 7,400 feet.
I definitely didn't need to get that high, but I was so nervous that I wouldn't have enough height to get to goal that I just took it all the way to cloud base just in case. But then in the end, I ended up arriving at goal with about 4,000 feet spare, so I could have left that thermal far earlier.
Okay, I've done it. Just hit the goal point.
Almost annoyingly, there was just so much lift at the end that I could barely get down. I tried big ears and full bar, so I ended up just doing some sort of light spirals. I can promise you at the end of 7 hours of it, it made me feel awful, hence the screaming, and I actually nearly threw up at the end because I was just, I don't know, after 7 hours flying, it makes you feel a little bit queasy. Luckily, I wasn't sick, and I came down to land safely in a park just in the town. Yeah, thanks for watching my video, and feel free to comment any questions or anything you think I did well or anything you think I could have done better. Yeah, open to hear it all. I've still got loads and loads to learn from more experienced pilots than myself. So yeah, thank you for commenting, and thank you for your insights.